Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Angelik Laboy Torres. I'm a developer advocate here at Retool, and today we're going to be talking about a very powerful integration that many of you might use in your everyday life, Salesforce. So if you're in sales operation, revenue ops, or simply manage a sales team, know how important it is to have real-time visibility into your pipeline. So for that reason, we're going to be showing you how to connect Salesforce to Retool, and then also how to build a lead triage bot with workflows. So let's get started. So first thing is first, we want to log into our Retool space. And for that reason, I'm going to start out over here and click on resources in order to go where all of our integrations live, right? From there, I'm going to click on create new resources, and then you can see all the different types of connection, right? This is wherever your data is existing, and then you want to pull it into Retool. I'm going to write now Salesforce. And then from here, we're going to start just filling in the information, the name, whatever you want. I'm going to put Salesforce production. The description is actually a great space to let your team know what this resource is going to be about. So I'm going to put for my team. Under credentials, you can see the API version, and we have 42 set as the default. To be honest, it works for most use cases, so that's fine. Unless you have one specific, select that one. Then you have the ability to check or uncheck the sandbox organization. Ours is going to be that, so I'm going to click it. And then for more security, you can require each user to log in with their own credentials to use this resource. So let's connect with OAuth. I'm going to click here. It's going to redirect me to Salesforce. I'm going to authenticate. I'm going to allow it also. It tells you what are you going to give permission to? And then it has connected. I had already logged into my Salesforce. Otherwise, it will go through that process and do that. Okay, awesome. Then in the advanced options, you have the capability of use a custom connected app, or if you want to customize the OAuth URLs, as well as overriding the default, which is for us in the West Coast. I'm going to use this one. This is going to be blurred for you guys. And then I'm going to click over here and save it. Awesome. Another thing here that you can see is the different environments in which this is being configured to. And then I can view the console to see the connection. All good. Reconnect if I need to. Amazing. Perfect. And then over here, you can see actually which apps are using it, which workflows, which queries, which is amazing because you only need to set up this resource once. So let's go ahead and build our workflow. Okay, we'll click on workflows in the navigational bar, and then from there, you can see all of your organization's workflow. However, if this is your first time interacting with workflows, make sure to check out the getting started video because we give you more of a walkthrough and even run a simple workflow. So I'll link it over here for you to check out. If not, then follow along. We're going to do create new workflow. And I'm going to delete this block of code. It's not important for now. Delete it over here. Okay. So what are we going to be building? Well, in this case, this workflow will run on a scheduled interval. You can do it over here, the edit trigger. You can do webhooks or even connect it to an app. And then from there, have the users just manually set the workflow running. But for me, I'll do a scheduled. I will set up how the scheduling will work later. This is just to enable it for now, right? And the important thing here is that I would check for Salesforce leads that need high attention. This would be anything that is categorized as new, and new would be determined by hasn't been open in the last 48 hours, right? And it has high potential value. Let's say $20,000 that are there in the table. What we're going to do is that once it finds that lead, it's actually going to go into Slack and message the sales team in order to make sure that no high potential customer or opportunity falls within the cracks. So let's build that. Okay. Start trigger. I'm going to pull it out, a resource query. From there, I'm going to do the Salesforce production. And the SOQL is fine with me. There's CRUD actions, the bulk load, and everything. And I actually have written out the filters that I'm going to be calling out, or the identifiers. ID, name, status, owner ID, phone, email, potential value, which is really important. Just pulling it from the lead table that we have where status is either new or open. Okay, so I'm going to name this new leads. Perfect. And I'm going to pull out a filter. Actually, before that, let me run this, make sure that it works. Okay, we have 2. Perfect. I see all of the numbers. Amazing. So now we're going to do a filter. We're going to filter out by the potential value. So how are we going to do that? We're going to do value dot potential values underscore C greater than $20,000. High value. I'm going to name this. So boom. Hobart. I think that's how you say it. Bosco. And then we're going to filter another one. We're going to do in the last 48 hours, right? I've written this one out. Here you go. Boom. Let's run this out. Hobart is still on the guest list. Okay. 48 hours. So, okay. So what do we need to do now? We're going to do a loop. And the whole point here is to post this to Slack, right? Okay, filter one. I thought 48 hours. Let's do that. Hours. Good. Perfect. It's going to be parallel, and we're going to do a loop runner. And for that, I need to do a Slack connection. So how do we do that? Okay, add a new Slack connection, connect the account, and I'm going to call this Slack Retool. And I'm going to do connect with OAuth. Over here, authenticate. Allow. Perfect. Amazing. So what I needed to do is after I created it, I searched it back again, and then Slack underscore Retool is the name that I went with. What are we going to do? We're going to do a post. So post chat.post message. And how are we going to do that? Well, I have created a channel. This channel is actually, I'm going to name it as a function, and I'm going to do lead Angelik sales. Perfect. And I'm going to do a block. And this is just to have a pretty message show up when we're on Slack. So what do we have here? We have that the title, the high value lead. We also have pulling the name, putting the status, putting the potential, the last modified date, the email, the phone, and then a couple actions just to put a button there. Okay. I'm actually just going to run the sequence. Okay. I'm going to click run. Seems all good. Let me go into my Slack and see if I got the notification. Wow, there you have it. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Here we have the information. I tested it out just before. But here you have it. And thank you so much for watching. That was it for this video. We learned how to connect Salesforce into Retool, a 1-2-3 connection, where now you can use it with your apps, your workflows, and your agents. Also, anybody in your Retool space can actually have access to this resource as well, which is honestly really great. If you want a little bit more control, then I would say go to role-based permissions in order to manage who has access to certain apps, workflows, agents, resources, etc. Now, if you want to try this out, go ahead and go to retool.com and get started for free. So I'll see you next time. And yeah.